Good morning. Welcome to Composition 10. Today is Thursday, May 7th. It's great to be here with you. Today, our objective is to identify and analyze rhetorical devices used in Obama's speech, The Audacity of Hope. You will need your 6.7 document, which is attached to today's lesson. You're going to use this document today to take notes during the video and to complete the independent practice. For homework, you will turn in that 6.7 document. One thing to note is we are only going to be looking at paragraphs 1 through 5 today, so that's part 1 of the speech. You will also need to complete the exit slip survey. So last class, you read Obama's The Audacity of Hope in order to complete a SOAP's analysis of the rhetorical situation. In your analysis, you identified the subject of the speech. In this speech, Obama covers many topics and ideas. For instance, he talks about his own background, the ideals of the Democratic Party, the importance of hope and unity, and he talks about why John Kerry would be a great president. The occasion of the speech was given at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. At this event, Democrats nominated John Kerry as their candidate in the upcoming presidential election. At this point in time, Barack Obama was campaigning for his Illinois Senate seat. Important to note, he was relatively unknown in this moment. The audience. Obama's primary audience was members of the Democratic Party. We know that Democrats tend to value government policies that support equality, protect the environment, and provide social safety. Obama is also addressing Republican citizens who could potentially be persuaded to vote for a Democrat. The purpose of this speech. The express purpose of this speech was to endorse John Kerry for president. However, Obama's secondary purpose was likely to introduce himself to the Democratic Party in hopes of giving himself a long-term career boost. Thus, not only was Obama hoping to persuade his audience to vote for John Kerry, but he was also likely hoping to make a strong impression that could potentially lead to bigger opportunities in his future. And lastly, the speaker. Not only do we know this is Barack Obama, but we know Barack Obama was president of the United States from 2000 to 2016. However, at this time, he was relatively unknown. In the years to follow, he would become an increasingly popular Democratic politician. In 2008, he shockingly won the Democratic nomination against Hillary Clinton, and he would go on to become our nation's first Black president. So now that we've used SOAPs to analyze the rhetorical situation, we're ready to jump in and actually analyze some of the rhetorical devices that Obama uses. Today's lesson is to do a rhetorical device scavenger hunt. You're going to be reading Obama's speech and annotating for specific rhetorical devices. Here's an overview of some of the rhetorical devices that you may see. 3 of the rhetorical devices you'll find today are new to us. Those are affiliation, foreshadowing, and preemptive defense. Affiliation is stated or implied membership of or allegiance with a group. If you're using something like affiliation, you're trying to make people feel like you and them are all connected, that you have some common ground. Foreshadowing. This is the use of a hint or clue to suggest a larger event that occurs later. Preemptive defense. Preemptive defense is to refute an opposing argument before it can be made. All right, with these in mind, we can jump into today's document. So in our 6.7 document, you'll see a criteria for success. So your main task today is to answer the introductory questions on this document and then analyze Obama's use of 3 specific rhetorical devices. And you'll do this by using the add comment tool, which when you highlight something pops up like this, to annotate the text provided in the video. When finished, you'll turn this document into Google Classroom. I know that when you hit turn in, sometimes you cannot see your comments, but don't worry. As soon as you hit turn in, I can see those comments. Criteria for success for annotating your rhetorical devices. Again, you're going to identify 3 rhetorical devices. And in your comment, you need to define the rhetorical device. You need to explain how it's being used. This is essentially you're zooming in. And then you're going to zoom out. You'll analyze its impact on the audience. As you work today, your 6.2 rhetorical device document could be useful. I've also included definitions of many potential rhetorical devices here in the document. You should get started today by reading the speech, which you can find in the second page. Before you begin actually annotating for rhetorical devices today, you should answer these 2 questions. So we're only going to be looking at paragraphs 1 through 5. And as you read paragraphs 1 through 5, I want you to ask yourself, what is the main idea that Obama is trying to communicate in this first portion of the speech? Then, question 2, what type of diction does Obama use in this portion of the speech? When we look at diction, we know that diction is the choice of words used to affect the tone of a piece and reflect the writer's or speaker's style. So as you answer question 2, you want to tell what type of diction. For instance, when we're looking at Trump's speech, a lot of you noticed that he used inclusive diction or he used urgent diction. When we looked at the commercial of the young boy passing a love note, we said that he used literary diction. What type of diction does Obama use here in this portion of the speech? And how does his word choice establish the tone? Once you've answered these 2 questions, then you should jump in and annotate the rhetorical devices you see in part 1. That's just going to be paragraphs 1 through 5 in this document. And that does it for today's video. If you have questions, please do send me an email or pop into office hours at 2:45. Have a great day.